Hi, I thought I'd make a second video about my Scalextric pace car system, as I've built a completely new layout since making the first video. Firstly, let me clarify what I mean by pace car. The system I've built here enables me to program any of my cars to run around the circuit at varying speed under the control of a 386 PC. And then, depending on how it's programmed, the pace car can be set to lap as fast or slow as I choose. As this is all about racing, I generally program the cars to run as fast as possible. I'll turn the camera around onto the layout and explain how it all works. Firstly, there are sensors distributed around the circuit which detect the pace car as it passes. And looking around the circuit, wherever you see a flag, that marks the position of a sensor. The sensors are actually magnetically operated reed switches, the sort of thing you might find in a burglar alarm system, for example, which is actually where I got the idea from, as I used to be a burglar alarm engineer. So here is an example of a reed switch, or the type of reed switch that I use. And this is then glued to the underside of the track, and they can be fitted anywhere on the circuit, such as straight, spins, just wherever I want to change the speed of the car being the key point. In order to operate the reed switch as the car passes, I fit a magnet to the car like this. The position varies depending on the car and where I can most conveniently fix it. On this circuit there are 16 sensors for the pace car and one for the other lane at the start and finish point. These all report to the PC via a dedicated interface I built, which you can see sitting on top of the 386 PC. I wrote a program for the PC which then manages all aspects of setting up the pace cars, racing, etc. I think a quick demo will explain this best. Okay, going into the program, it's a menu driven system, this being what I guess you would call the home page. I have all my cars already set up for use as a pace car, so I'll choose car number 202, so go through to item 2, 202, that's selected 202 as the pace car, and that loads all the power levels I've previously saved for this car, and now I can review and amend these if required. So if I go into option 4, you'll see you've got the 16 sensors down the left hand side, and then the speed or power output for each of those sensors. And you can change any of those, and when you first set up a car it's a bit of a process of trial and error. You've got some idea of what speed you want it to be, but every car performs differently. But of course you've got a lot of flexibility there to be able to choose whatever selection of power you need. You can see that 0 would be off, and then you've got up to 255 for full power. So as I say, there's plenty of flexibility to enable achieving just the right speed at each point. Coming out of that, I'll set a car off around the circuit so you can see what the screen displays during a race. So I've already selected car 202, so if I then choose option 1 to race against the computer, and then I can choose whatever number of laps I want, but I'll go for 1 this time, and then press S to start the race. You'll hear a tone possibly, there you go, which starts the race, and then you can see as the car goes round, each sensor in turn is hit by the car, and then you can see the speed for each sensor, and then you can also see the laps going up as the car progresses round. The Challenger car at the bottom is not running, so it's not recording any laps for that, but normally if you were running against the pace car, then that would be then counting your laps in competition with the computer car. So just like that won't take long now to get round and complete 10 laps. Okay, so now I'll set up demonstrations of the Mini, Ford Escort and Mazda running as pace cars, followed by a race where I will be controlling the Audi racing against the Porsche pace car. Finally, just for fun, there'll be a short demo of a night race where I'm controlling the Ford Escort racing against the Mini pace car. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the demonstrations. Let me have any comments or questions you may have. I'll also put a link to my original video in the description, which you may also find interesting.